Okay, so, um, hi everybody. Um, my name is Stefan, and don't get me wrong, I'm a coward. But I see the stuff that's going on, and I see all the people that are making statements at the risk of their job and careers and different perspectives on it. And I decided to do this because of the fact that, um, like the Me Too movement, a lot of people put up with a lot for years before they reach the point where they have a statement to make and need to speak a little louder and to a little larger audience, because the audience that they have is not listening and not paying attention, namely the audience of officials that are put in charge to take care of these problems, situations, and circumstances when they arise through administrative remedy by being given documents with signatures on them stating the problems, stating the cause of the problems, and asking them to do something about it, and they do nothing about it. So then you get people that are fed up taking to the streets or causing covert crime. Well, I've done none of that except the administrative part. I've had every reason in the world to become violent and retaliatory, but I haven't. Um, my ancestors came up from South America near Brazil, and they wedded with the Cherokee Indians of the Americas, and that was on my mom's side. On my dad's side, they came over from Ireland off the boat and went into Appalachia, and they married Cherokee women, and they also married other Irish, but I am a combination of the love of many races put into one. I have South American Indian, North American Indian, and Scottish, Welsh, Irish in my blood. I get confused for a lot of things, but I consider myself a multinational. I'm a human. I'm just a man. Um, but the politics of men put me in these precarious categories where they wish to use my face as a poster child for their irreverence, violence, destruction, mayhem, and bedlam. And I will not be a part of that. I have friends that are in law enforcement. I support them. There are good men in all uniforms. My story is I was a security officer at a dance hall, and I was attacked by a man who worked for law enforcement, but he was a poser, posing as a law enforcement officer who had not been found out yet. That's basically who these people are. They're good and bad in all aspects of life, especially that one, and judges and lawyers and doctors and Indian chiefs and so on and so forth. They're good and bad in every aspect of life, even in your choices to go out into the street and cause mayhem and destruction to the businesses of people who live right next door to you. Who they didn't kneel on this guy's neck, but you're destroying and burning down their businesses, their livelihoods, their wherewithal, ruining their families, possibly putting them in the poorhouse because all of a sudden your toys don't work and you're running around your room smashing everybody else's toys and stomping on them. Well, you don't represent me. I was assaulted on the job by a corrupt police officer who put me in the hospital. He would wait till I wasn't looking and he would use his Kevlar glove fist to backhand me in the groin. I'm crippled partially because of it. I have pain in my loins constantly. I wrote letters to all my superiors and complained to these people to their faces. Nobody did anything about it. Subsequently, 2 years after the constant attack, I went into the hospital with an inguinal hernia that started protruding from my body, and I had to get it fixed. I was a coward about that. I was afraid to put myself under the knife of someone because I'm a homeless guy. This is how I live. When Citibank, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Ally Financial, and their sisters caused the mortgage fraud that The Big Short was a movie about, with Brad Pitt and a few other actors depicting the fraud that was perpetrated against the world that almost caused the world financial collapse. In 2003, I lost my home because of crazy, malicious bedevilment by corporations who were found guilty, fined billions and billions of dollars. But I'm still homeless and living injured in the street because when I got the condo, I had a work-related accident. I'm living with permanent partial disability, a head injury, spinal damage, and TMJ. But I've been working. I've worked many, many jobs, sometimes three or four at a time. I spent 4 years on HBO The Wire working with Frankie Faison and John Doman. I was Frankie's aide. I went to work every day for 4 years. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. I've been in TV, movie, and film. I've been a parking valet, and I worked as a host and front door security for different businesses while homeless. I'm in over 10 major motion pictures right now. Background, extra, featured, some starring, some co-starring. I helped catch criminals on America's Most Wanted as a featured actor on there. I've been working the entire time, but I live on the street. I've slept under bridges. I spent 9 years in an SUV, sleeping in the back of that. Right now, I'm sleeping in a car, which I have to turn in. Tomorrow, I don't know where I'm going to be sleeping. I'll be sleeping out on the street. But the point is that I'm homeless. I'm considered worthless. I've been beat up for most of my life for my race, for not being my race, for being light bright and damn near white, or for being the N word. Take your pick. Evil men don't need a reason. All they need is fillers. So I stand with the people who want to curb the violence, but I don't stand with the people who are causing the violence, who are filtering in our ranks and trying to make it look like it's me. It's not me. I don't hate all white people because a white cop bashed my testicles in. I'm living proof. I don't hate all white doctors because a white doctor tried to finish it off by leaving me bleeding internally and not giving me adequate medication because I was mistaken for a junkie trying to fake it in order to get drugs to trip or something, because I'm a homeless guy who happens to be of color. And I still, none of this stuff makes me hate white people or any race. It makes me hate evil men. Evil men are what it's all about. Men that are cowards like the Epsteins and Weinsteins and Thisteins and the guns and this and that. The child abusers who are found to be child abusers after they're dead and they've lived their life in luxury of child harems. These are the people I'm after. And these are the people that I hate. And these are the people that are evil. But I'm not going to their homes and destroying them. And I'm not burning down their neighborhoods. And I'm not burning down my neighborhood. And I've got every reason to be angry and disgusted with this society because this society has failed me on every juncture. I have no home. I'm 63 years old. I have no home. My mom is 91. She doesn't have her cognitive abilities anymore, and I have to make sure all her bills are paid while sleeping behind a bus stop on my smartphone, if you want to call it smart. So anyway, I'm making this video because I'm a coward. I've waited too long. I was molested as a child. It started at 4. I've been beat up and raped and pillaged and plundered most of my life. And it has made me bitter. It has made me angry. It has made me a rough character. But it hasn't made me destroy other people's property who has not done anything to me. And I don't look at every police officer or every white person or any person from any country with suspicion. I mean, I don't even look at people who practice fanatical religions with suspicion. I judge every man individually, and I find out what that man is like. And these people out there doing these things with the facial recognition technology and the cameras everywhere and whatnot, it's obvious these people have no sense or sensibility, no cognitive reasoning. Nothing's going on upstairs. They just come to steal, kill, and destroy. I don't. I came to complain, and I did it the right way, and I was ignored. So I've been living with my injuries, some over 20 years, some like the attack on my groin was in 2012, and I live with it. I've even tried to make amends with these people by being friends and being at peace, and they just come back at me and just attack me more. So I've been let down on many, many levels. I've complained to the government, I've complained to the governor, I've complained to the state capitol, I've complained to Capitol Hill, I've complained to everybody in writing. I've got copies of the letters, I've got videos online, I've got a YouTube channel with the complaints on YouTube. Nobody listens. So this is what happens when nobody listens.